episode 39, and Disa Dalberg is my guest today. We're talking about developing boundaries, being grounded, reigniting this spark that is necessary to have joy and live a creative life. There's lots of gems, lots of giggles. I really hope this episode will light you up as much as I did for me. I would love you to tell me all about it back on social. But without further ado, here is Disa Dalberg. Hi, mighty one. Thank you for coming back and listening to the Right Brain Geek podcast. Today is the first guest of season 3, and I am so happy to have Disa Dalberg on the show. Hi, Disa. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. So amazing to be on your wonderful podcast.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your patience, because it's been quite an adventure to manage to record. There's been technical trouble and calendar problem, and we are here today, and I'm so happy. So before we start to talk about who you are and what you do, as you know, I invite all my guests to take a deep breath with me, because I love helping my mighty ones, my listeners, to get grounded, even for a few seconds in their mad week and month. So are you up for it?
Of course, I would love to. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out.
So good.
So, Disa, you come from Iceland and you are a transformational coach. So tell us a bit your story and what you do.
Yes. So like 12 years ago, I went through a trauma. To make a very long story short, I was attacked in my bed. There was a man who broke into my apartment. And just going through waking up, having someone attack you is just really traumatizing. Thankfully, I managed to escape this situation. But what happened afterwards was that I was just really not facing, or I was in denial with what had happened to me. I was just completely numb. I was traumatized. I have wonderful parents, but they're of the generation that they had no idea that they should go with me to get trauma help or psychological help.
It's something that's quite taboo. It's not well known. It's something that's not understood all the time, and people don't always realize the size of the problem and how really blocking it can be for everyday life. So yeah, I can't imagine the terror and everything you've been through and where you were, because that's quite something.
Yes, and also, so that's just like the beginning of the story of me becoming a transformational coach. But the thing is like that, so for some years, I was just like numbing my feelings. I was feeling shame, which is crazy. I think today that I was taking on the blame for, what was I doing? I knew this man. I was dating him for a while. And even though I was not with him anymore, it's like, what was I thinking? Why was my judgment impaired? Why didn't I see that he was not well? And all these kind of things. I was so surprised that victims of abuse would say before, this happened to me, So from that place, I was, for some years, I was just like denying the pain. And, I was really traumatized. I was anxious, fearful, I didn't really function very well in life. So at age 33, my life was completely a mess. I fortunately took the step of going to a psychologist and was diagnosed from there with post-traumatic stress disorder.
PTSD,
so, Yes, PTSD. So at this point, I had very little confidence. I felt anxious and fearful. I was really avoiding people and places. And what I definitely felt at that time was really a lack of hope. I just felt completely stuck. Like, how am I going to go back to functioning in life? You know?
Yeah, it's like this attack stole your life spark, isn't it? It's really taking the life out of you, like
Yes, and you go through life and you think nothing is ever going to happen to me, and then something happens to you, and subconsciously, because your body is just trying to keep you safe, so you're always in fight or flight mode, preventing something to happen again. And quite honestly, I just struggled to get out of bed. So in the morning when the alarm would ring, I was just so tired because my bed became very unsafe. Because the attack happened in my bed, that became very unsafe. So I was not sleeping very much. I really just was really wanting a change, but I was completely stuck in this kind of vicious cycle. But then I just realized that after going to a psychologist, and I tried meditation and I tried different things, that if I'm going to function in life, even though these things helped, I needed to do some kind of change. And I started Googling successful people, or what do people do that function well in life? And then I kind of discovered that people had embraced and committed to positive habits or success habits. And I was like, what is this? And then I dove deeper into it. And I had always set really big goals. I had big dreams. I was just going to transform my life overnight and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, but we all want to do every December, early January, and then by the end of January, that is already
And you buy, of course, endless planners and journals, and you prepare everything, and you color it really beautifully. All your goals at the 1st of January, right? But nothing stuck. I would try something and I would get hopeful, I would get temporarily motivated, but then I would just give up because I had not really dealt with, I was just always in this kind of anxiety that was just taking over my life. I always had an excuse. That was just how it was. So I was just like, okay, enough was enough. Really. At one point I just said, I just can't live like this anymore. And I remember one night I was feeling really sorry for myself. And I was feeling so angry at the attacker. Of course, we all need time to heal, but as each year passes, you start to wonder if that's it. For how long am I going to let my trauma dictate my life in a negative way? Will I choose to be stuck in the poor me mindset for the rest of my life? Do I really want to be a victim, feeling powerless, hopeless, and just stuck for good? Do you know what I mean?
It's only a label, isn't it? It's the story you tell yourself, and then you start to believe it, and then that really impacts everything you do.
Yes, and that's something outside of me that happened to me is going to be a reason for me not to live a thriving life. Do you know what I mean? Because this happened, or this one is to blame, then I can't do this. So how many of us have so many reasons outside ourselves, that we use as excuses not to transform our lives for the better? So to be honest, at this point, of course, I had just nothing to lose. I just thought, what if I would just, instead of thinking about my problems every morning and how little I had slept, I would just put on my running outfit and would just commit to going for a 5-minute walk. Just that, or just putting my running outfit on and just going back to sleep or something. Just something.
Just do something.
Just a small, little, tiny stuff, It's like, just do something. And what I just did that. And I went for this 5-minute walk. And for me, it was just like such a huge victory. You have no idea. So, and then I thought like, oh my God, what if I do that every day for a week? And then I just kept, taking more and more steps, very tiny steps. And just this completely changed my life. It truly changed my life. I just realized how instant the change was just when I set these very small goals and I hit them.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yes.
Straight away, it feels good.
Yes. And then I just kept going and I developed kind of my morning routine, which is going for a run. And I just put like 5-minute kind of limit. If I have more time, I go run for a longer time. And then I just write 3 things I'm grateful for every morning. And then I make a healthy smoothie. That's it. It doesn't really take a lot of time, but I do it every single day.
And that really sets you up positively for the day.
Yes. And you're setting the goals and you're hitting them and really doing that. And just by taking that kind of small action, my confidence truly grew. So I was just committing to daily positive habits, one small step at a time. And that just helped me move forward. So it's like
that, I can totally relate to that, because that's something I really have done this year, because I've been really annoyed at not hitting the same goals and really always going really high up, and that hasn't worked before. So this year I've been experimenting and doing that, trying to push myself just the 1%, further than I wanted, and that has been a blessing. So I can vouch for that kind of method, because it's been insane. And that's also why I'm changing the pace of the podcast, because I want to be more regular. So that's why now it's every month. So there's less, but it's better. So
yes.
Exactly.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. And also realistic instead of, dreams that have no way or chance to be actually made. So done is better than dreamt. And
yes. I love that.
Done is better than perfect, and done is better than dreamt of. So I absolutely adore that. And it's something you talk about in your show. You've got a show on Facebook, Follow Your Heart and Not the Herd. And I love your energy there. I've been following, when you launched, I knew you were doing that kind of daily commitment to show up, because you were not totally at ease with the camera and you really wanted to be there, and you did. And I love that energy, and I love that commitment that you have to your business.
Yes, I was really just facing my perfectionism and my procrastination. So that was just like a, therapy for me, just to show up no matter what, 5 days a week. I did it for 4 months, for 5 days straight. And that I decided to do it that regularly. So I didn't have time to make a perfect script. And I made sure to tell my viewers I would show up at a certain time. And because I care about my viewers, I didn't procrastinate it. So that was a great therapy, because, I have to manage my anxiety with these positive habits daily. And, I have kind of methods and structures that have helped me both just thrive better and then take risks, do the things I want to do imperfectly.
Yes. And I know you also are adamant about being yourself and being genuine and create real authentic connection offline and online. So because we are broadcasting just before Christmas and the holidays, would you have a tip for our listeners to kind of stand their ground, or, set their boundaries so that because I know it's triggering for lots of people, family reunion and having to please someone else. So do you have a tip for my listeners?
I would just advise you to ask yourself 2 questions. What energizes you and what depletes your energy? And during Christmas, ask yourself, is going to this Christmas party or 4 Christmas parties at a row gonna energize me or deplete my energy? If you're an introvert and you like reading books over Christmas, are you gonna make time for that? When is that gonna happen? Even though somebody's gonna get upset, I would just say, this is for you. And who wants an unhappy person in their Christmas party anyways? Are you doing anybody any favor by showing up without wanting to be there, really?
Yeah. I know for me this year, I've decided, and I've told my family, I'm bringing my food, because they struggle to understand what vegan food is. And there's been a few hiccups the last couple of years. So this year I announced already, I'm bringing my food. And I was a bit scared of doing it because you never know how people react. And then they were just like, oh, okay.
Yes, there you go. You found a solution and you had the courage just to,
And that way, no resentment, because I have to eat something that is not good for me. And they don't have to worry about, oh, what is vegan food, and blah, blah, blah. Win-win for me. Simple, easy. I don't know how we will do next year, but this year, that's my way of making sure I feel good and they feel okay.
Yeah, it's just like unsubscribe from people's approval. It's just
I like that. And
hitting
subscribe from people's approval.
Yes, hit the unsubscribe button and free yourself, truly. Yeah. Really, it doesn't have to be. I think we just overthink things. We make some things out of much bigger deal out of them. And truly, if you just take the small first action step, like you did with your vegan food, you're going to realize that often things are just going to work out.
Yeah, it's so true. I really love that. There's something you have to know, you guys, mighty ones, about Disa. There's something magical about her. She can connect with anyone, anywhere, anytime. Truly, I love this. And you've got something that's so fresh. I love also, I don't know if I've ever told you that, because I've known Disa for like 2-3 years now.
Yes.
We've never met, but we love each other like friends. I can't wait to actually hug you.
Yes.
So you've got something that's really pure, like a child. You still know how to play and enjoy things like a kid who looks at something for the first time. And I love that. And it's so rare. And I'm so excited for your clients to experience this, because thinking how you were traumatized and going through those dark times and seeing how you manage to reconnect to that energy and that beautiful freshness, it's really something that touched me a lot. Coming back to you connecting to anyone, I know there's 3 people already you just talked to, offered help, and amazing things happen. So you talked to Lewis Holmes on Instagram.
Yes.
A tourist lady in a cafe in Reykjavik, and another gent, a French gent, on Instagram again. So can you quickly talk to us about those connections?
Yes. I mean, I was just, had been following Lewis House for some time on Instagram. And then I just happened to see a post where he was saying that he was coming to Iceland. So I just posted something like a comment like that if he needed some local information, do not hesitate to contact me, or something like that. And then what do you know? I got a DM from him like not very long afterwards. He was just started to talk to me, and then in the end, it was really funny. He was trying to find a horse farm for his photo shoot. So I managed to find a horse farm in Reykjavik, like this guy who talked very little English. So I was like, made sure to find this horse for him. And he actually met me for ice cream with his photographer, Nick Onken, who is amazing, two beautiful souls. And yeah, being the generous guy he is, offered to pay an ice cream for me.
Well, you could, because that was big to find something like that. So but it's lovely. It's so funny.
Yeah.
The beauty of internet.
Yeah, then we're just three of us in this ice cream shop in Iceland, just talking about life, and just so amazing. So I mean, just you never know. You just be genuine, be open, and just offer help, and magic can happen. So nice, so amazing. I'm just so grateful I got to meet them.
And you told me have, through Instagram again, you've got that French filmmaker who contacted you, and
yes, that was a magical story as well, because like 1 year ago I was just on Instagram posting. I think I was just talking about if people knew about some songs, new songs on Spotify or something. And then I just did some music hashtags I never use. He's a musician as well. I don't know, somehow he found me. Okay. So for some time he was following me and following my Instagram story. It's like at Disa Dalberg, if you want to check it out. And
I'll put all the link in the comments and in the show notes as well, so people can follow you on your Instagram, on your website, all the links.
Yeah, that would be great. So so he contacted me at some point on DM'd me, and we had a quick chat or something, and then fast forward, he decided to buy my program, the 21-day program, one-on-one transformational coaching program. Went through it, and he was just putting so much work in, and he's amazing. And then after that time together, he was like, came to me, it's like, I'm gonna make this movie. It's called The Explorer. It's a movie, it's a video series project aiming at interviewing inspiring people around the world about why and how they're impacting the world. That's what he told me. He told me as well, and I want the first guest to be Disa Dalberg. You from Iceland.
Is amazing. See, from a hashtag.
I was like, what? So he is the creator of the project. His name is Wesley Joachim. He's French as well. He works with his French video crew, and they're flying at the end of February next year to Iceland.
Exciting.
And we're gonna film this movie in the Icelandic nature, and I'm really excited. So magic can happen just from Instagram hashtags and comments, I guess.
I love that. And you, because you are a big part of that magical recipe, Disa. There's something about you,
but it's just like if we really raise our vibration and we stay in a positive energy and we put the work in, I believe you were just like, creating more opportunities, because people want to connect with positive people. That's what I believe.
Yeah, and I think if you're really confident in yourself and in your good heart, you don't feel awkward when you talk to people. There's the quality of the interaction change everything. I know when I feel really confident and I feel, at my best, things flows, my words flow better, my eyes look different, like all the process is different. If I feel really tired or awkward, or I feel really, a little grey mouse because everybody's so amazing in the room, I think people see me like this, that awkward little thing that's a bit weird, and they can't relate the same way. But if you come in the room and you're confident and relaxed, and all of a sudden it's like you open the gate, it's really easier to connect to people.
Yes, and also if you have self-awareness and you kind of let go of people pleasing, and you just embrace the authentic you, and part of my morning routine is going to the playground and swing on a swing for 3 minutes, So it's like every morning I'm running and then I'm swinging, and it's like you're just connecting to this inner child, you know, and you're just like in this kind of energy. It's like, wow, I want to be open, I want to explore, I want to connect, I want to connect people together. I have a positive intention. It's not about me. I don't, you know, I'm just focusing on other people, you know. I'm trying to inspire people, trying to give positive energy. Then everything changes. I'm not thinking what's in it for me or what are other people thinking about me, you know. So that kind of changes the dynamic, I think, a bit.
Yeah, totally agree. That's why I'm a fan.
I'm a fan as well of you. So,
so much
cheers
love
to
you guys, mighty ones. I'm just so happy we finally managed to do this interview. So, last question: what is your favorite app? Because you know the Right Brain Geek podcast, it's got the geek in it. So, tell us about your favorite app.
Yes, I have to say Instagram, because I post daily on Instagram story, and that has really helped me connect to my audience. You know, of course I have my programs, and you can invest in them, and then I have my free show, of course. I use Facebook app as well, but I mostly am using Instagram because I'm giving people who just want to get inspired the opportunity to connect with me, and I actually creating community there. So I really love Instagram at the moment.
Yeah, I think there's something that's more community on Instagram through the hashtags and the follow. There's something that you can't get the same way, I think, on Facebook. You can do groups, but it's not exactly the same feeling. It's a bit more organic on Instagram. So it's quite
yeah. It's different from Facebook. It has different feel, but yeah, I'm mostly focusing on that right now, besides my show, of course, on Facebook, but connecting with people more through Instagram, because I love connecting with people. You haven't noticed.
So, mighty ones, you know what you have to do now. Go on Instagram and check out Disa Dalberg. That's a handle, and I put that in the show notes. And you'll get inspired, as I am every day. Thank you so much, Disa. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for your spark, your light, and your patience, because it's been a challenge, but we did it.
We did it! We did it! Thank you for having me. And I really want to thank you for creating this beautiful podcast and giving me and other amazing people the platform to share our love. And just thank you so much. So appreciated your contribution.
Thank you. I'm gonna keep that little bit for, I've got a folder where I keep my love notes for the days I feel a bit, and then definitely will be an audio snippet for days.
Yes, put it on repeat.
Such a beautiful soul. I really hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. I know the time is tough for many people. There's lots of things calling for your attention. So please be gentle with yourself. Be kind. Book some time in to do whatever you need to do to feel good. And if you need a bit of help or a bit of inspiration, go follow Disa. As you've seen, she's amazing. Please subscribe to the podcast. You know it's going to be published now every first and third Tuesday every month, but the best way not to miss an episode is just to subscribe. You can also leave a review on iTunes. It always is an amazing feeling when I've got feedback and I can read all your words on there. So there you go. That's the last episode for the year. Take care of yourself and see you in January. That was Pascale Rocher, your Right Brain Geek, signing off. Welcome, mighty one.